Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. As tonight was Friday Night Smackdown from Chicago, Illinois, and this show was awesome for the most part. Like, we had a lot of good stuff on the show, and then we kind of had a lull in the middle, and then more good stuff. So I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was a really good show, and let's just jump right into it. AJ Lee is back. We knew she was coming back. We knew tonight was the night. Rumors were rampant. Reports were going everywhere, and it happened. It happened. After being gone for 10 years, AJ Lee returned to WWE, and if you see over here, you got a new AJ Lee shirt, and you can get it and support us at the same time by heading over to pwunlimited.co/AJ Lee. I have put the link in the chat on both YouTube and Twitch. There is a pinned message on YouTube, and it is in the YouTube description. If you do, I can pin it on Twitch as well. There we go. It's pinned on Twitch as well. There we go. No, manually. There we go. We can pin it on Twitch as well. So it's pinned on both Twitch and YouTube, and it's in the YouTube description. If you want to go get the brand new Love Bites Back AJ Lee t-shirt from WWE Shop, and if you use our code, if you use our link, if you use this link, pwunlimited.co/AJ Lee, or the link in the chat or the description, you'll be supporting us at no extra cost. So it's always great to be able to do that, because I know a lot of people are going to want this shirt. I mean, I might order this shirt. I don't know. But with all of that, AJ Lee is back, one of the greatest female pro wrestlers WWE has ever had. And I can't wait till Monday. One would assume her and Punk are on Raw Monday, and we finally hear her speak. She didn't say a word tonight. But when she came out and started skipping, I cried. I'll say it right now. I'm not afraid to say it. I cried. Because AJ Lee is my favorite female pro wrestler of all time. I loved her growing up. I guess, what was her time? I guess I can't say I was growing up. I was already an adult past 18 by the time she showed up. What was her time frame of WWE? I know she retired in 2015. I was there for one of her last matches. I was there for her last Mania match. But AJ Lee, when was, let's see, her run in WWE? It was 07 to let's see, 09 to 15. So yeah, I was an adult there. So she wasn't my childhood, my early adult years, I guess you would say. But yeah, 10 years in the making, and it's awesome to see. It's great to see. I love Roxanne Perez's tweet. We're gonna pull that up here on the screen. Roxanne Perez has a great tweet here that basically everybody, except for the Rhea Ripley fans, are liking probably. Let's pull this up. This is a funny one, but apropos at the same time. She tweeted out, bah, mommy's home. Now, it's spelled differently, so you can't be like, oh, Rhea Ripley's mommy. It's a different kind of mommy. It's a different kind of mommy. But with all of that, AJ Lee is back on WWE television. We don't know the parameters of the deal of her to come back. We do not know if it's a one-off. We do not know if she's sticking around for longer than just WrestlePalooza. But what we do know is she's at least going to wrestle one match at WrestlePalooza. Now, WWE hasn't officially announced the WrestlePalooza match, at least not that I have seen. Let's go to WWE's Twitter and check. Maybe they did since the show's gone off the air. I don't think so. But that's WWE Shop. If we go here, yeah, nothing yet as far as announcing the WrestlePalooza match. But speaking of a new WrestlePalooza match getting announced, they did officially announce Brock and John Cena tonight. Brock Lesnar showed up, beat John Cena's ass, also took out Sami Zayn, and then cut a slight promo as he was walking into the back through Gorilla saying, hey, John, I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch. We got that one as well. But again, the AJ Lee stuff trumps it all. It's the talk of the town. AJ's back. It's probably trending number one, right? Over this goddamn Chiefs game. So SmackDown is trending number one. AJ Lee currently, and that is trending, my US, I think. But AJ Lee, the name AJ Lee is not trending. That's weird. How is AJ Lee Not trending on Twitter. Sami Zayn is number 10. He's the highest wrestler trending. Again, Smackdown, hashtag Smackdown's trending, though. That's odd. I would have thought AJ Lee's name would be trending. She's Back is trending. Number 25. And then Mahomes. Mahomes is trending. Is Mahomes caught back up yet? I saw they were losing earlier. Let me see. I know this ain't a football podcast, but I just want to see really fast. Because I know they were like a point behind when I saw earlier. Oh, snap. This game, with 5 minutes to go, has really taken a turn. Chiefs are down. It's 18-27. Chargers might beat the Chiefs. Holy snap. We're going to keep this up on the screen. I want to keep an eye on this because that's big. We're going to keep this up over here. I'm just going to keep a live update of the score. We're going to keep looking back at that. But yeah, we got a lot of Smackdown to talk about. A good show with a okay middle and then a great end. Like, Sami Zayn gave me goosebumps because he's a freaking great promo. The Chicago crowd was great. Cena's promo to open the show was great. And then the end of the show was fantastic. I mean, is this version of heel Becky Lynch the greatest version of Becky Lynch we've ever seen? It just might be. It just might be. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, you can help us out over on YouTube with that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos, when we go live, and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get access to, you get a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat, our graphics tutorials, and our graphics packages. And finally, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air on YouTube, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. We do know that Hollow Knight Silk Song just came out. We were streaming that last night. Go check that out. And if you want to get Hollow Knight on the Epic Game Store, go for it. And then use our code at checkout, PW Unlimited, to support us as well. But with all of that, as far as SmackDown does go, so the show opened up, and they told us that there is a change to the announce team because, well, Joe Tess is out doing football. College football is taking his time for the foreseeable future, for basically the remainder of the year, remainder of 2025. So the new permanent or temporary, we don't know, announce team for SmackDown is Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Now, I assumed if they were going to make this change, it would just be Michael Cole and Wade Barrett or Corey Graves and Wade Barrett, but it's Cole and Graves, which is odd. What are they doing with Barrett? Because is Graves staying on Raw, or is Barrett moving to Raw? That I don't know. Alex, how am I a fanboy? And yes, I am a fanboy, but why do you call me a fanboy? Stop be fanboy. First off, speak proper English. I can't even not say it right. Yeah, anyways. Like, first off, stop be fanboy. That's not even proper English. Anyways. But, yeah, so change to the SmackDown announce team. It is now Michael Cole and Corey Graves going forward instead of Joe Tess and Wade Barrett. And we don't know what they're going to do with Wade. I like Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. They're a great announce team. They did the last pay-per-view together, and I think they should just leave it at that. Let them do the pay-per-views. Put them... we don't need a three-person on the pay-per-views. That's just not needed. We'll probably get a three-person with Pat at WrestlePalooza in Indy. But, yeah, maybe put Wade on Raw with Michael Cole. Anywho, John Cena did open up tonight's show, and he did state before the show went on the air this morning, he sent out a tweet that said that tonight's SmackDown in the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois, will not just be my final show in Chicago, but my final SmackDown as well. A loud reaction for Cena coming out to the Chicago crowd. And if you don't remember, Cena's first main roster appearance was also in the Allstate Arena in Chicago. So it's kind of like a bookend, not just a bookend with Allstate Arena, but then accepting an open challenge. So we got a whole bunch of stuff here that kind of bookends everything for John Cena. So Cena entered the ring. He took the mic and began to address the crowd. He was interrupted by "Thank you, Cena" chants. He acknowledged the chants because it meant something special to him, that it came from this crowd here in Chicago, Illinois. Cena talked about how people told him that at the start of the retirement tour to enjoy everything while it lasted. But he was focused on getting his mojo back and give his absolute best. Tonight, though, Cena said that he was just here to take it all in. He said that tonight is what makes Chicago special, and that the crowd's reactions were apparently enough to bring people back into WWE. That's what he said. And then the crowd starts chanting for AJ Lee. Cena said that this is the last time we're going to see him in Chicago, and the last time he'll ever appear on SmackDown, which is odd because Brock's on SmackDown next week, which means Brock's on SmackDown next week without Cena, while Cena's going to be on Raw on Monday. It's so weird. I don't understand the logic around any of that, but okay, whatever. But Cena then starts talking about big moments in his career inside the Allstate Arena, or if you're Stone Cold Steve Austin, you still call it the Rosemont Horizon. We talked about wrestling Triple H here at WrestleMania, having a match that he lost to CM Punk that ended up with the WWE Championship in CM Punk's refrigerator. Cena noted that there's always been talk about what's the greatest crowd in wrestling. But in his eyes, there is no question. It's Chicago. The Chicago crowd lets Cena experience humility, failure, and above all else, joy. He went on to thank the crowd and told them to enjoy a hell of a night. And he goes to leave the ring. And I'll say as well, Chicago's got some of the greatest crowds in all of wrestling. Like when you watch a wrestling show, any wrestling show, not just WWE, from Chicago, 90% of the time, it's a just amazing crowd. Unless, and I hate to say this, you're AEW and they ran that residency and they just burned the crowd out. Because there were people there for multiple shows, and eventually, they go into all the shows, but eventually by that last show, they were just kind of nah. But as he was getting ready to leave the ring, Sami Zayn's music hit. And Cena got a weird look on his face, like, oh, fuck, what the hell's about to happen here? Crap. Like, he was mad about it or upset or scared or something. Like, Sami's a good guy. But Sami Zayn came down to the ring and said he didn't want to interrupt Cena's moment as the crowd booed him unexpectedly, which, yeah, because he interrupted Cena. But Zayn said that he wanted to thank Cena on behalf of everybody in the back for what Cena did for us. Zayn wanted to bring things full circle. He remembered how he debuted against John Cena in the U.S. title open challenge. And as such, he is asking for Cena's blessing to do his own Sami Zayn open challenge. Cena said, yes, that's a great idea. Go for it. Bring that legacy back of the U.S. title open challenge. And here's my question. Is Sami going to do this every week? Or was it just a one-time thing for tonight to get the Cena match? That I don't know. That I'm not sure of. But Sami then said, hey, wait, before you leave, John, how about you take up my open challenge tonight? You gave me a shot at the U.S. title, and now I want to give you a shot a decade later. Zayn said, and I'm not talking about we do this match in a month. I'm not saying we do this match in the next couple of weeks. How about we do it right here, right now, tonight in Chicago? And to steal your phrase, if you want some, come get some. Cena accepted the challenge and said, bring us a referee. And the crowd went wild. This entire segment was great. Sami gave me goosebumps with his promo. Sami Zayn is a tremendous talker on the microphone. Like, amazing. Then we got a hell of a match. And you could tell what Cena's thing is now going into his final 4 or 5 matches. Guys that he's not going to be able to wrestle in his final matches, he's going to do their finish as a tribute to them. We saw it tonight. We saw it at Clash in Paris when he did the Styles Clash. Then we saw tonight he did the pop-up powerbomb. He did the Edge's spear with the whole build-up in the corner and everything. He did it all. So the match is already in progress. We'll come back from a break. Cena and Zayn were locked up in the middle of the ring. Zayn threw Cena with an arm drag before he applied an arm submission for the moment, I guess you would say. Cena responded with another arm drag of his own, and Zayn got a headlock on. Zayn attempted a springboard leapfrog, but couldn't quite get all of it. But that gave him the upper hand on Cena. Zayn delivered a suplex on Cena and looked for another. However, Cena countered with a suplex on Zayn. Zayn then wiped Cena out hard in the corner, which didn't seem to please the crowd very much. They were very pro John Cena tonight. Cena then threw Zayn with a practically hard Irish whip that sent the U.S. champion flying into the corner. We then go to a commercial break. When we return from the break, Zayn was being hoisted up by Cena for an AA, and the U.S. champion barely escaped. Cena turned Zayn's attempt at a springboard move into a successful AA, but that did not really get him a 3, though, as Sami kicked out. Cena then recovered. Zayn tried to hit the exploder suplex, but that got turned around into a Kevin Owens-style pop-up powerbomb that Cena, for the most part, got all of. It didn't look perfect, but hey, kudos for even doing it. Both men then struggled to get to their feet in the opposite corners, and Cena charged at Zayn, but missed and ended up hitting the corner. Zayn missed a haluva kick and fell victim to an angle slam, courtesy of John Cena. Not the only Kurt Angle tribute tonight. Sami did kick out of 2, though. Both men then got up into the middle of the ring. They then began to throw strikes. No one really got an advantage here as we went to a second commercial break. During the break, Cena once again paid tribute to Kurt Angle with an ankle lock on Zayn, who responded with an attitude adjustment on Cena. Once we returned from the break, they showed replays of all of this, which was interrupted by Zayn hitting a haluva kick on Cena. He went for the pin 1, 2, and 0.9. 2.9. Holy smokes. Zayn then dragged Cena to the middle of the ring before he headed to the top rope. Cena then got up and hoisted Zayn up for a GTS, but that wasn't enough to earn him the U.S. Championship. So I like Cena doing a GTS in Chicago. I like that. Cena then got into the corner and sized up Sami for an Edge-style spear. Sami still kicked out of the pin attempt, though. Cena then attempted an RKO, and Zayn countered that. He then immediately put Zayn on the top rope and looked for an avalanche AA, which connected. As both men were left down, we then hear... Out comes Brock. Brock is here, as reported by Fightful yesterday. Brock comes out looking just huge as always. Makes his way down to the ring, grabs Sami Zayn, hits him with an F5, grabs John Cena, throws him up on his shoulders, hits him with an F5, grabs him again, hits him with another F5, and leaves him laying. So, what we got of the match itself, Sami and John, fantastic. These two worked phenomenal together. Like, this match was awesome. And then, of course, they didn't want to beat either, so Brock broke it all up. Brock caused... Oh, I forgot to mention also, Brock came down, grabbed the ref by the feet, pulled him down on his butt, and yanked him out of the ring. So, yeah, he did that too. But then Brock took down everybody in the ring. So we come back from the break, and they're showing... like a replay of Brock Lesnar leaving the ringside area, going up the ramp, going through the back, and looking straight into the camera, like in his face, right? And he just looks into the camera and goes, "Hey, John, I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch." And they announce that it is official. Brock Lesnar will go one-on-one with John Cena. One of John Cena's final matches will be against Brock Lesnar, as we all assumed, coming off of SummerSlam. Then we get our second match of the night. Well, actually, no, I've missed the spot. There was a deal with Carmelo Hayes and Miz. So Nick Aldis was walking around in the back, just like, oh crap, what else is gonna happen tonight? And Carmelo Hayes stops him and goes, hey, Nick, can I ask a question? And he goes to say that he wants a shot at the U.S. title, and Miz interrupts. And Miz is like, yeah, well, we got screwed out by the Wyatts. Give us a shot at the tag titles. And he's like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. We'll talk about it. It's under advisement. And Miz is like, all right, cool. And Hayes is like, what was that all about? And Miz is like, what? I got us a U.S. Tag title shot. And Hayes basically was like, I don't want a tag title shot. I want a U.S. title shot. It's like, okay, well, first off, buddy, you've done nothing to earn a U.S. title shot, so yeah. Let me see a SUV pull up, and out comes the man, Becky Lynch. This then leads to our next match, Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. Dub B says, Cena can still wrestle. Why they say it's last of him. Yeah, Cena can still go periodically, but he's hurting after every single match, like bad. Like he's in a lot of pain after all these matches, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. He said on the Unreal show when they were doing the episode, the first episode, I think it was, at the Raw debut on Netflix, he's like, you know it's time to end this. When going like this, hurts my hip. So, yeah, when just doing the you can't see me is hurting him. So, yeah, he's just getting old. He's just an old guy. Just let him go, be part of James Gunn's DCU, be the Peacemaker, and do a bunch of other whatever movies. Granted, his last movie wasn't good. Peacemaker Season 2. If you guys aren't watching Peacemaker Season 2, there's a couple reasons you should be watching Peacemaker Season 2. A, because it's just great. And B, well, James Gunn confirmed today that Peacemaker Season 2 will directly lead and point us to Man of Tomorrow, the next Superman movie in 2027. He said Peacemaker Season 2 will directly be connected to Man of Tomorrow. So does that mean we're getting Corn Sweat Superman in this season? Are we getting a Nicholas Hoult Lex Luthor cameo in this season of Peacemaker? Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be interesting. But regardless of any of those possibilities, like Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 3 dropped this week, and it's a great show. Not a show I could watch with the kids, even my 14-year-old son, because like in Episode 1, there was that orgy scene, like big time. But yeah, no. Peacemaker Season 1 was good. Peacemaker Season 2 has so far, I feel, maybe been better. Granted, we're only 3 episodes in, but I've loved everything we've gotten so far. I've thought that, yes, they're doing multiverse stuff, but they're doing it in a good way. It's not like an overarching, it's not like they're shoving it down our throats kind of way. It's a, hey, we kind of established this in the first one with Quantum Realm and the door in his house and all of that, but we're going to do it again, but make it actually feel right. So we'll see how it all does play out in the end. But Peacemaker Season 2 on HBO, I think it's on just regular HBO, but I've been watching it through Max, is really good. Like, really good. So next up, we had Damian Priest versus Aleister Black. Black attacked Priest as he was making his way down to the ring, and things turned into a brawl at ringside. Black then struck Priest with a knee to the face, drove him into the barricade that kind of knocked him a little loopy. We're down to the 2-minute mark, guys, in this football game, and the Chargers are up by 6. Holy smokes. So as we returned to Smackdown, Priest walked his way back to the ring, was like, let's do this. But then got kicked in the head for his troubles by Black. Both men are in the ring, and the referee started the match. When Priest missed a punch, Black took him out with another kick to the noggin. Priest recovered with a surprise headbutt to Black, who answered back with a modified crucifix submission. Black then took Priest down with a top rope Meteora for a 2 count as we took a oddly timed commercial, like just randomly went to a break again. I'm like, what? Good thing I'm watching on Netflix, because I get a 2 to 5 second black screen and then I'm back in the action. Just back in the action. That's why, guys, you should be watching SmackDown on Netflix. Just get a VPN, like Urban VPN, which is free. You don't need to go use Stephanie McMahon's Surfshark link. You don't got to use, and I'll just say it, Fightful's NordVPN link. No. Just go to Urban VPN, not sponsored, would like to be sponsored. Go to Urban VPN and use their VPN, which is completely free, whether that's on your computer or your phone. No cost at all, and works fantastically. Can't put over Urban VPN enough. Zach says, sick cup. Yeah, I got this when Deadpool and Wolverine came out. My son was like, I'm buying the Deadpool cup. And I'm like, all right, if you're going to buy the Deadpool cup, then I might as well buy the Wolverine cup. And what I don't have on it right now, I know I'm talking a mile a minute, all jacked up on Mountain Dew right now. Wolverine on the top of the cup. Let's see if I can get to focus. Pow. Logan on the top of the cup. Like I said, my son's got the Deadpool one. It's also got Deadpool on the top. Removable, of course. Probably spent more money than I should have on the cup, but whatever. But anyways, these two are going at it, and we go to a random break that kind of felt oddly timed, like I said. And after the break, we come back and they're just fighting. Priest had Black stunned on the top rope. After he hoisted him up for a razor's edge, Black escaped and got a spinning elbow, followed by a running knee on Priest for a near fall. At one point, Black was slammed with a flatliner on the apron, and Priest set aside the announce table covering. Priest then lifted up Black above his head and threw him onto the announce table for a razor's edge. Damn thing didn't break. Both men get back into the ring, and Black tried to beg off Priest, but was lifted for a South of Heaven. But he couldn't really get him up for the choke slam because he grabbed the referee. With grabbing the referee, he then got down. The referee was between the two, and he, boom, Black masked Priest one more time before pinning him 1, 2, 3. So Damian Priest actually picks up the victory. I mean, Aleister Black, my bad. Aleister Black picks up the victory over Damian Priest. Wayne says, game is over. According to Google, I got the thing up. It's got a minute left. But, yeah, Fonzie also says the Chargers win. Holy crap. Didn't expect that one. Let's go, Harbaugh. So, like, this match was good. I wouldn't call it great or anything, but it was a really good TV match. Then we got a Twisted Tea sponsored video promo segment with Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton hyping up their exchange and their upcoming match next week on Smackdown. Is when they also told us that next week Brock Lesnar will be appearing on SmackDown, and also next week Tiffany Stratton will be defending the the WWE Women's Championship against Jade Cargill. Again, still don't frickin' understand why Jade is the #1 contender. It makes no sense. She pinned Nia in a tag match where she was teaming with Tiffany. How does that make you #1 contender? How? Especially when your last singles match was a loss to the champion. Anyways, Tiffany gets interviewed about this match, and she basically just says that she wants Jade to bring it, and she's going to walk out the champion, just like she did at SummerSlam. Jade is then shown watching in the back, and then like it looks like she's watching SmackDown and Tiffany's interview just now, but then Nia walks up and goes, oh, you're finally watching video? You're finally studying tape on Tiffany? Well, yeah, you got lucky when you rolled me up. But just know that I'm coming for you or whoever has that title. And Jade's like, oh, honey, you know, when I win that title, I'll gladly defend it against you. I'll gladly beat you again. I was like, oh, okay. Well, then we see Becky Lynch, and she's sitting on a couch when Nick Aldis comes in, and he's like, Becky, what are you doing here? And I don't need any more chaos tonight. She goes, what am I doing here? You invited me. And he's like, well, we know CM Punk is here. He's in the building, so I don't want anything to happen. Like, no. I can't deal with any more. You know, he's ready. Flipped his lid over the Brock stuff. So then we got the women's U.S. title on the line. It was Julia defending against Michin. It was all right. Nothing special. It was just an okay match. So Julia and Michin didn't waste any time. They traded quick blows to start the match off. Michin then seemed to get the better of Julia in the exchange early on, with momentum maintaining in the ring. Then she hit a good drop kick. The women's U.S. champion then stopped Michin in her tracks with a baseball slide attempt and turned that into an elevated neck breaker on the outside. After a commercial break, Julia battered Michin with some headbutts, but was met with a pair of German suplexes by the challenger. Michin then had Julia stunned in the corner with a running cannonball as she set up for an eat defeat. Julia escaped that and delivered a sit-out driver, but couldn't quite get the pin. Michin then fought back with a sit-down powerbomb for the 2. Kiana James then got involved on the apron and found herself flattened by a leg drop from Michin. Fortunately for the challenger, though, this left her open for Julia's Arrivederci, a knee to the face. 1, 2, 3. Julia retains the title. Michael Cole seemed like he had no clue what that move was because Corey Graves goes, "Oh, the Arrivederci by Julia." And Michael Cole's like, "Yeah, Julia hit her Arrivederci." And then, like, the match is over and they're recapping it. And Michael's like, "And a great win for the champion with the Arrivederci." Like, he's barely knowing the name. But yeah, Julia retains in an okay match. Then we got a weird little segment in the back where Charlotte Flair's sitting on a table. She's got a cowgirl hat on. And she's like, "Man, nothing really seems to go right for me in this city." And Alexa comes up and she goes, "Hey, meet Dr. Lily." And Charlotte's like, "Alexa, I told you to find me a real doctor so I can get cleared." And she's like, "Oh, Lily knows what she's doing. She'll give you a nice checkup." And so she's got the stethoscope around her ears. And she's like putting it on Charlotte's chest. Like, "I don't hear anything." And Charlotte's like, "Alexa, I can guarantee you I have one." And Alexa's like, "All right, if you say so," basically saying Charlotte doesn't have a heart. And then she's like, "Well, you know, you can get better with the power of friendship." And Flair's just like, "What?" Alexa walks off and she's like, "Lexi, am I not cleared?" So, yeah, all she kept saying was, "We got to get revenge on the Hervis. We got to get revenge on Chelsea and Alba." And yeah, I don't know. Kill 4 minutes, I guess. I don't freaking know what this was. I guess they just need to kill 3 or 4 minutes and thought it would be funny. Sure. But then, before we get into the motherload of all motherload main events on a SmackDown, we're here for a sponsor. Let's be real. Life moves fast and dinner shouldn't slow you down. That's where Factor comes in. Factor 75 delivers fresh, never frozen meals straight to your door so you can skip the grocery store, the prep, and the cleanup. Just heat and eat and get back to crushing your day. Whether you're keto, calorie conscious, or just want to eat clean without sacrificing flavor, Factor has chef-crafted options that actually taste like real food. Maybe you want pancakes for breakfast, chicken for lunch, and a steak for dinner. Factor has you covered. And here's the kicker. These meals are ready to go in just 2 minutes. That's less time it takes to scroll through your delivery app and regret your choices. So if you want to fuel your hustle without any hassle, then sign up for a Factor 75 subscription today. Use our code below, scan the QR code on the screen, or use our link in the description to get 50% off your order. Eat smart, live fully with Factor. With that, we are back. Remember, guys, if you want to get your own brand new, first time in 10 years AJ Lee t-shirt, use our link, pwunlimited.co/AJ Lee. Again, the link is in the description of the video on YouTube and in the chat on both YouTube and Twitch. With that, Seth Rollins' music hits. Seth comes out. We hadn't seen him all night. They didn't say anything that he was there. We only knew Becky was there. And he comes out into the crowd, and he's in like one of the boxes. So he does his entrance there, and he's like, "Ah!" And he's all hamming it up, and we go to a break. When we come back, Rollins is telling us, Rollins said that tonight we would be all witnessed to history because the, quote, legend of Chicago's hometown hero, CM Punk, will die for good tonight. And to do the honors, well, it's my sexy, brilliant, incredible Irish wife, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch comes down to the ring, makes her way down there, stood in the ring while Rollins remained in the crowd, as the crowd starts chanting for AJ Lee, and they're getting louder and louder and louder. Becky then responds by saying, quote, "How dare you chant another person's name while I'm standing in this ring?" She then goes on to say, "I'm the greatest women's pro wrestler of all time." And that's just not me saying it. No. Sports Illustrated, the Chicago Tribune, they've all said it. Also, Chicago, your sports teams suck. And she rattles off the Blackhawks, the Bulls, the Cubs, the White Sox, all these different teams except the Bears, because that's her husband's favorite football team. She rattles off all the different Chicago teams, well, like I said, except the Bears, which was funny as shit. I was waiting for her to accidentally let us up like the bet. I mean, and like Seth in the box go, what'd she say? Like get all mad. Don't say the Bears. But she's rattling off all this stuff and talking down to the fans. When Punk would come out, massive reaction from the crowd. He made his way down to the ring. Punk said to Lynch that this wasn't about her. It's about your coward husband up there hiding in a skybox. Lynch remained defiant as ever, though, as she asked how Punk's pride was. How's your face feeling after I slapped you on Raw? Punk told Lynch that she was at the no, they're chanting for AJ Lee, and she told him to shut up. And he's like, no, let them chant AJ Lee's name because we're here in Chicago. And I'm like, oh snap, it's really happening. Punk then said, you know, I'm not going to do anything to you, but I can ask one of my sisters right there in the front row to come in there and beat your ass. And Becky goes, oh yeah, which one's your sister? And this one girl goes, me, I can do it. She goes, oh yeah, come in here and let's see what happens. He goes, or maybe I can call on a favor to Bailey. She's like, I beat her ass too. Maybe the Eradicator, Becky Lynch, would come help me. And Becky's like, yeah, I could beat her. And Punk was like just talking to her and all this stuff. And eventually Becky's like, I'm done with talking. And she slaps Punk in the face again, just like she did on Monday, if not harder. And she's paintbrushing him and stuff and whatever. And Punk eventually was like, you know what? He puts his hands up and he gets out of the ring. And he's like, I'm not doing this. And Becky's yelling at him saying, you're an embarrassment. You're an embarrassment to the city of Chicago. And that's saying a lot. Punk then walks around the ring, goes over to the entrance ramp and says, Becky, I would never put my hands on a lady, but thankfully she will. And then we heard it. Light it up. Light it up. Out comes frickin' AJ Lee. She looks phenomenal, comes out on the stage skipping, and I start crying. I'll just say it right now. I did. So she comes down, she skips, does a couple skips, gets to the top, and she's just soaking it in as this crowd is losing their minds. She then skips down the ramp, past her husband, around the ring, looks at her husband again, and he's like, go. And so she gets up on the apron, climbs into the ring. All the AJ Lee mannerisms, which is great. And she does it. She goes right after Becky. AJ went after Lee with a strike and a Luthez press. Lynch tried to escape. We got a hard slap for her troubles from AJ. Punk then challenged Seth Rollins to come fight him, who had come down to the barricade. And Punk was just like, come on, you're down here. Let's go. And Seth's like, nope. So Punk gets in the ring. Seth then goes to check on Becky, who has fallen out of the ring. He falls over the barricade, right on his bum. And Punk is in the ring. AJ's in there kind of skipping around. She stops and just looks at Punk. Punk puts the arms out. AJ does the thing. She jumps right into his arms, wraps the legs around. They embrace. She eventually gets on the top rope or the middle rope, just looks out to this crowd. And oh my God, is AJ Lee back. Love it. So amazing. One of the greatest ends to a Smackdown ever, as they would say in the Sandlot. Like, this was amazing. One of the greatest returns of all time. Yes, it was spoiled. We all knew it was coming for a week, but I don't care. Because it was still, I knew it was happening and I still teared up. I knew she was coming up, and before she did, when Punk got out of the ring, I was like, oh, here we go. And he said, I won't put my hands on a lady. I'm like, oh, it is here. And I'm like, glasses off. Nope, I already feel myself tearing up. When he said, but she will, boom, the gates opened. And now the big question is, do they appear on Raw Monday? I assume they do. I assume both Punk and AJ on Raw Monday night. So, gotta love it. Gotta love that AJ Lee is back in WWE. Back, but we don't know what those parameters are. Like I said earlier, we don't know if she's back for just the one match. We don't know if she's sticking around for a little while. We don't know if she is going to have multiple matches. We don't know if she is on a part-time schedule, on a full-time schedule, on a one-off schedule. We just don't know. I would assume WWE would want her around as much as possible, like on that CM Punk kind of deal, where more times than not she's on the show. Because Punk is, when he's healthy, like, yeah, when he was out with torn tricep last year, he missed a lot, but that's because he was out injured. But since coming back, in a month's time, like when you say there's 4 weeks in a month, Punk is usually around 2 to 3 of those weeks. So half to 3/4 of the month, he's on television. So, I mean, it's great to see. And we just hope that AJ is back in that kind of a capacity. Maybe a little less, but hopefully it's not just, oh, she's here for WrestlePalooza and gone before the end of the month. That's what I hope doesn't happen. Because there's so many opportunities here. I mean, first off, the match that everyone's going to want is AJ Lee versus Roxanne. You set up something. Oh, boy. You set up something. Even if they want to do another mixed tag. Which I don't think they should do the one and done. But even if they wanted to do another mixed tag, Finn and Roxanne versus Punk and AJ. That would be cool. Actually, speaking of Finn and Roxanne, they're teaming up next week at Worlds Collide against Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana. They announced basically the full card tonight in a commercial during Smackdown. So, yeah. Very, very great. Tony says Triple H sent out a BTS video of AJ Lee signing a new Whoa, what? Hold on. I don't care if this stream gets demonetized. We're going to go find that video. We're going to watch it together. Is it on Twitter, Tony? So Triple H's Twitter. Let's see. Oh, ink the paper, the calm before the storm. All right, we're going to pull this up on the screen. Headphones. Oh, yeah, she signed. Now, she's not signing this for a one-off, guys. Let's get the audio. Pull this up. Oh, you guys can't hear it. Hold on. Let's back it up.
Can I wear this on air? Is that cool?
Plug in Triple H.
Thank you.
Ready?
I am.
Let's do it.
He said, are you ready? Let's do it.
Want to do the honors first?
I didn't know she was a lefty. She signs it.
10 long years. It's a hell of a moment.
He signs it.
Thanks for letting me know.
Thank you for trusting us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I keep saying I'm a little disassociated from my body, but that's just like how I process.
I don't know what she's saying. I can barely hear. It's kind of low. But, oh, yes. No, Zach, if they're going to do a mixed tag with Roxanne, it's going to be Finn. It's going to be Finn, not Dom, because Finn's the one that brought her into Judgment Day. But that is awesome. That is amazing. That is great. That is so good to see. AJ signed a contract. AJ is signed. What that means, we still don't fully know, but one would assume maybe she's back as much as her husband. Well, I can't freaking wait. I can't wait to see what comes after WrestlePalooza. Screw it. Screw it. The women's champion. Well, that's with the WWE title or the world title. I don't care. Put the freaking belt on her. You wouldn't strap her husband for more than 5 minutes, but strap her, goddammit, with the belt on one of the greatest Divas champions, the greatest Divas champion of all time, who now deserves to be a woman's champion. But with all of that, you know what I thought of this SmackDown? I liked, for the most part, most of it, other than that damn U.S. title match, and thought, that was the only thing I didn't really care for. I even liked Priest in Black for what it was. So, yeah. But with all of that, we got to check these polls now and see what you guys thought of the shows. So let's refresh all of this. As far as the Threads poll does go, 80% liked the show, 16% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 90% liked the show, 10% thought it was just all right, and nobody disliked it. As far as the community poll does go, 93% liked the show, 6% thought it was just all right, and 1% didn't like it. Looking at the YouTube Live poll, 88% liked the show, 9% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. And finally, Looking over here on the Twitch poll. Let's pull that back up. Everybody that voted liked the show. Darius Martin says, where was the wrestling on this show? Excuse me, guy? Did you not see that amazing John Cena Sami Zayn match? Did you not see Damian Priest versus Aleister Black and the women's US title on the line? Get the fuck out of here. What? Get out of here with that dumbass comment. Where was the wrestling on this show? There are 3 matches to 1 phenomenal match. Like Sammy and Cena killed it. Fucking great. Damian and Aleister had a really good match. And okay, US title match. Well, there's wrestling. Where's the wrestling on this show? You're probably an AEW fan. But with all of that, I'll say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With all of that, have a great rest of your Friday night. Have a great weekend. No real wrestling this weekend other than Collision. So, yeah, maybe do a couple game streams or something. I do want to get back in to goddamn Hollow Knight Silk Song. But with all of that, have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Before we end it, Christian Martin, thank you for the super chat. Christian M, I mean. He says, I was happy AJ Lee returned. Thank you for the super chat. But with that, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Also, we do have some bit donations from Esports Gaming Rules before we do end everything out. I did not see those. Sorry.